What's going on, y'all? Back with another reaction video today. Y'all know from time to time I have to post things that are unfootball related on the channel. More gaming videos will be coming soon. I know I haven't streamed on Twitch in like a month. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, YouTube is doing really good for me at the moment, and I have a lot going on outside, so kind of just gotta focus on YouTube for right now. We will be back on Twitch very soon, so y'all just stay tuned. It will come. Have patience, we will get there. But YouTube is doing really good for me at the moment, and I just have to capitalize off of this. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody who's been tuning in lately. The 1,000 subscribers grew so fast. So, you know, if you're new to the channel, you can go to the, I'm gonna just show y'all this here. You want to see other content from me, go to my channel. Do not go to the videos, just go to the home page. But don't go to the videos. You see where home is? A lot of y'all click on videos. Y'all want to search the videos, you know. Stay on home. Scroll down, there's the backup channel, and then we have playlist, gaming playlist. So a lot of my gaming videos are here. Some of them are not here. I need to add the ones that are not here. Horror shorts, vlogs, real life topics. What was I getting at? Gaming playlist mainly. But yeah, man, a lot of other stuff is there, so y'all go ahead and check that out. You know, like to do a lot of unfootball related content, so today we have a video from Any Caps. I think his channel is pretty similar to Mystery Recapped. A lot of those channels who do movies and shows, and they condense them into 10 to 20 minute segments, and there'll be a full movie or full season show. So I haven't seen this. I don't know what it is, but the title look interesting, so we're gonna go ahead and check it out. If y'all know what it is, let me look in the Johnny Bolt wanted to prevent crime and be a hero, but when he unintentionally causes a horrific tragedy, he spirals down the wrong path. Anime name Super Crooks. Oh, okay. My brother told me about this. This is on Netflix. I haven't seen it before, but all right, man. Let's jump into it.
Johnny Bolt is watching his favorite TV show.
Let's
when
get to
his
it.
mom comes in and turns it off, telling him it's time for bed. The doorbell rings, and it turns out his mom has a date. She tells Johnny to go quickly to his room, and when he gets up there, he says to himself, "One day, I will move out of this hellhole." A few moments later, his mom
every
catches
kid.
him awake. She orders him to go to sleep and
Well,
shuts
not every,
the light
but
off
a lot of
on
them.
the way out the door. However, the light switches back on by itself, thus making her angry as she thinks that Johnny is being a nuisance. While she is giving him a piece of her mind, all of the lights in the house break. Mom says it must be the fuse.
Wasn't even my
but
fault.
Young Johnny has a strange feeling it has something to do with him. He tests his power with a toy car, making the lights go on and off, and becomes overjoyed when he discovers his gift. He then has fun messing with all the lights in the neighborhood, and eventually
Static
gained
Shock.
so much power that he broke all the lights throughout the whole city. The following day, Johnny meets with his best friend called Tom. They come up with a superhero name
What's up,
and
Tom?
sketch out a costume together.
Electro
Later that
Boy.
day, Tom trains Johnny
Okay.
and empowers him.
Definitely
to
give me a little
strengthen
Static
his
Shock
abilities.
vibe, just
They
a
come
little
up
bit.
with a plan and go to a local
Best friend
pool
helped
to
him come
reveal
up with a
Electro
name
Boy to the
and a
people.
costume.
However, while Johnny is floating above
Okay, he could
everybody,
fly?
a bully from his school recognizes him, throws off Johnny, and in turn, making him fall into the pool, disastrously electrifying everyone and causing a ripple effect of
Oh
tragedies.
my.
After Johnny is devastated for what he'd done as he wanted to prevent crime and to be a hero, Tom tries to comfort Johnny while he's losing his mind, when suddenly dollar bills start flying out of the ATM next to them. Due to Johnny using his power by accident in a rage, he has a moment and decides
Definitely giving Akira vibes here a little bit, because he, you know, he discovered he had powers and turned into a villain.
to
Crazy.
steal the money. As his plans to be a hero has been ruined anyway, he then tells Tom to get a huge bag for the money and claims he will become the real deal at being a super crook. Years later, we see older Johnny Bolt getting released from a special prison that can suppress
Oh,
any
so this is
kind
him
of
older.
superpower. When he gets outside, his girlfriend called Cassie is waiting for him. They share a passionate
So did
kiss.
he kill the kids in the pool? My assumption was he just gave all of them powers somehow from his powers. But okay, y'all let me know.
After being apart for so long, and drive home, where Johnny is surprised with the release party by his supervillain friends. After eating some pizza and drinking together, they start planning a
love
jewelry
pizza.
heist. The plan is to go after 10 places in 10 minutes, so the cops go into a panic. However, while discussing the details, Cassie interrupts and uses her power to make Johnny's friends leave, so the two of them can have some alone time. After doing the business, Cassie tries to persuade him to turn the jewel heist down. However, the following day, he decides to join his friends and go through with it anyways. While robbing the store, an alarm goes off due to another robbery going.
Let me go back. Y'all just be patient with me because I lost track a little bit. It was a heist. It was a plan.
Some pizza and drinking together, they start planning a jewelry heist. The plan is to go after 10 places in 10 minutes, so the cops go into a panic. However, while discussing the details, Cassie interrupts and uses her power to make Johnny's friends leave, so the two of them can have some alone time. After
10 places in 10 minutes. Okay.
Doing the business,
I'm tracking.
Cassie tries to persuade him to turn the jewel heist down. However, the following
day, she wants him to leave that life. Friends
and go through with it anyways. While robbing the store, an alarm goes off due to another robbery going on next door, caused by Johnny's friends' bad luck power. While escaping, Johnny electrifies all of the police cars chasing them, and they manage to evade the authorities by each of them using their abilities when needed. Suddenly, a guy who claims to be a hero called the Rubber Ball begins to pursue them. He destroys one of their bikes and uses the houses to make debris. He causes some problems for Johnny and his crew. However, with a little teamwork, the Super Crooks are able to take him down. When it looks like they're in the clear, Johnny and the rest of the guys are suddenly teleported to a quiet location and confronted by a very powerful man with amazing abilities called the Praetorian. He is the enforcer of ancient Rome.
Okay, he looks cool.
And also the face of the Union of Justice. It is revealed that he has.
That gives me vibes from what is that?
In the present day, and also the.
What's that dude name? John Cena plays the superhero. John Cena plays. I never watched the show, but it looks like the similar uniform.
Face of the Union of Justice. It is revealed that he has 200 different abilities. With
200. Oh my gosh.
Being completely random. Praetorian takes out Johnny's crew one by one. However, when it looks like he's about to capture Johnny, he wraps an arm around him and asks how long he's been out of prison. Johnny, confused as ever, telling him it's only been a day. And Praetorian goes on to say that it wouldn't be fair to send him back to prison so quickly. Johnny and his crew promise him that they won't do anything so stupid again. And so the Praetorian lets them all go, informing them that this is their one and only chance to get on the right path. After he leaves, Cassie arrives to pick up Johnny. We discover that she was in fact controlling the Praetorian, and the crew thank her for saving them. When they arrive home, Cassie tells Johnny she can't take any more of his.
She was controlling him. So did she make him leave or did she make him beat them up?
Johnny, we discover that she was in fact controlling.
She got some crazy powers.
Informing them that this is their one and only chance to get on the right path.
Oh, she gave them the extra chance.
We discover that she was in fact controlling the Praetorian.
I gotta watch the show for the details. I ain't gonna lie, it seemed interesting.
When they arrive home, Cassie tells Johnny she can't take any more of his erratic behavior and explains that a real pro supervillain should pull off a big job so he can retire as soon as possible, to which Johnny is adamant about at first, but ends up agreeing as he doesn't want to lose Cassie. The next day, Cassie makes a call to an old friend called Carmen, who was a great thief that never killed anyone in his 45 years as a villain. Cassie then informs Johnny on the plan, in which
Carmen.
he has to safely recapture stolen property
No
for
San
a
Diego.
and in return, they will receive $50 million to split between them. Carmen introduces Johnny and Cassie to his new accomplices for the mission. While discussing the operation, Johnny gets into an altercation with this guy who goes by the Ghost due to his abilities that allow him to become ghostly. The Ghost explains to Johnny that Carmen saved him from being mutilated when he was in prison and took him in as one of his own to join his group of supervillains. Johnny calms down after hearing the Ghost's story, and Carmen continues to discuss the plan with everyone. He tells them that they need to break a member of the team out of prison who's necessary for the final mission, called TK, who was apprehended by the superhero Gladiator. Carmen also reveals that if they pull the final mission off, this will be his biggest job in his 75 years. The following day, we see TK being restrained in a chair and transported in a plane, guarded by 2 soldiers and the Gladiator. Meanwhile, Johnny and the rest of the Super Crooks hijack a plane and locate TK. Sammy dives out the plane to challenge the Gladiator, but is immediately destroyed, so his brother Rhodey jumps down and seemingly managed to get.
What type of powers he got, bruh?
Locate TK. Sammy dives out the plane to challenge the Gladiator, but is immediately destroyed.
Obliterated.
So his brother Rhodey jumps down and seemingly managed to get rid of the gladiator. Rhodey then notifies the ghost that the coast is clear, so he skydives down and enters the plane using his ability. However, back on top of the plane, the gladiator comes out of nowhere and punches Rhodey, but he manages to quickly recover. Meanwhile, inside the plane, Ghost takes out the guards and presses them to give up the code to deactivate the lock on TK. But the guards are in a weird state and won't budge. So Johnny uses his power to break the controls of the plane, making it go down in a rapid fashion. Inside, Ghost tells the guards it is his best interest to give him the code, as TK's ability can stop the crash. And just as they're about to hit the ground, TK is released just in time and uses his power to make the plane stop. Back at the headquarters,
Professor X,
Carmen
okay.
reveals that saving TK was only half the mission.
Nah, Magneto,
and that now
Magneto.
they must break into the Union of Justice to steal the helmet of the supervillain Count Orlok, who was #1 among supervillains of Carmen's generation. However, when he was defeated, his helmet was kept in the treasure vault at the Union of Justice headquarters. Before the heist, they recruit an old friend of Johnny's called Forecast, who has the ability to change the weather, which will come in handy for the team. The Super Crooks pose as civilians and enter the museum, where they eventually manage to locate the helmet and steal it. However, the Praetorian appears with his super hearing ability and manages to track the Super Crook. He obliterates the helmet and reveals that all of the artifacts and weapons are replicas, and the real ones are stored in an underground vault. The Ghost
I figured
uses his
that
power to
it wouldn't
go
be that
underground.
easy.
Meanwhile, Cassie tries to mind control the Praetorian again, but this time he reads her like a book and knocks her out. Johnny and Carmen attempt to escape with Cassie. However, the Praetorian goes full savage mode and recklessly uses his laser eye ability, killing innocent civilians. So much.
What? What's that? The Boys. The dude off of The Boys. I can't think of his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He's on that type of stuff right now.
Much for a hero,
Can't think of his name.
Meanwhile, Ghost explores the underground and finds the vault. However, the alarm goes off when he passes the danger line. All of a sudden, there is an explosion and Johnny along with the Praetorian fall underground, where Johnny uses his ability to buy him some time. While Johnny was trying to find his way out of the smoke, he bumps into the Ghost, who manages to find Count Orlok's helmet. Carmen jumps down and tells Ghost to put on the helmet fast before the Praetorian finds them. He puts the helmet on and teleports everyone to safety. Soon after, they regroup at a bar. There is a knock on the door, and when Rhodey answers it, he's met with a punch to the face. The Praetorian enters the room and reveals that his current power is Mega Freeze, so none of them can move, speak, or use their powers. He calls his boss to come in, who turns out to be the leader of the network and the most feared villain of all time. He goes by the Bastard and has the ability to
the Praetorian is actually a villain?
Explode. The Praetorian reveals that even though he is a member of the Union of Justice, he is also a member of the network at the same time. The Bastard takes the $50 million Johnny and his crew had made and leaves, exploding the head of the traitor to his organization on the way out. The next day, Johnny and the rest of the guys are trying to figure out their next move. Rhodey and TK are anxious as the helmet needed to complete the final mission is gone. The Ghost mocks Carmen for choosing a group of ragtag villains, causing a fight. So Cassie leaves and Johnny follows her out. A few moments later, Johnny proposes to Cassie and she happily accepts. However, Johnny later realizes that he has no money for the wedding, so he begins to steal money from the ATM machine. His friend suggests they do one last big job for Cassie's sake, and Johnny can't help himself, so he accepts. They break into a library and steal expensive textbooks, but when the alarm goes off, they make a run for it into the subway. They teleport on a train. However, the Praetorian is waiting.
It never ends well. You try to do that one last job, it don't end well. It's always like that.
At the next stop and teleports on the train too. Johnny tries to run away but is met by the Gladiator and police. They arrest Johnny and throw him back into the Supermax prison. Meanwhile, Cassie is left in her wedding dress, wondering where Johnny is. However, she has a gut feeling what happened to him. 5 years go by and Johnny is released from prison. He goes to see Cassie, but she just tells him to get out, when all of a sudden Carmen falls through the door hurt, as he'd gotten into an altercation with the network sometime earlier. Johnny comes up with a plan to take them down, and the following night, they sneak into the bastard's compound from the caves. They are met with various obstacles, but with some great use of their unique abilities, they're able to make their way inside. Meanwhile, upstairs, we discover that the bastard has Cassie as a hostage. He makes her eyes bleed, and she cries out for Johnny, but just a few moments later, the bastard makes her head explode. However, a few moments later,
I thought that was going to happen during the first heist when they were looking for the helmet.
we see Cassie reunite with Johnny, and we discover that she had been causing an illusion in the bastard's head the whole time. And in fact, the whole mansion was a psychic construct. And this brings the anime to an end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to...
Okay. I like the plot twist there. That was nice. That's probably worth watching. If I ever get some time to like sit there and binge watch that, that's probably worth watching. That was a good one. We're going to end it there. I appreciate y'all for watching. Hit the like button. Let me know y'all favorite parts of the show. I love channels like this, bro. Give them a subscribe and a like. Love channels like this, man. You know, that's what I'm saying. Let me know your thoughts on it. Give me some recommendations, whether it be actual shows or, you know, episodes on YouTube, you know. So hit the link in the description. Follow me on Twitch. Hit that like button for me again. Subscribe. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.